MC Hero D, in short, the modern Herodotus. It's time to put the past on blast and all of you to notice. We spit these bars and flow just so that all of you can know this, that history's for you and me, not just teachers and the POTUS. So kick back, chill, and let it flow, and on this journey we will go. By tomorrow you will know a new act of this Heroes Show. Yo, what's up, It's your boy MC Hero D, in short, the modern Herodotus. We're going to put the past on blast as we get into the industrialization of America. We're going to talk about the West and the development of this country demographically and physically, see changes that we've never seen before 1890 to about 1910. Here we go. Land grants to railroads for each mile of track. Go west, young man, with the Homestead Act. Claim all that's yours, destiny manifest. The best resources, this court's for you to invest. And the West was completed on immigrants' backs. The Chinese and Irish were laying the tracks. Connecting our country, hard work done by hand. Ranchers and miners transforming the land. And along came the captains of industry. Rockefeller, Vanderbilt, and Carnegie. Towards the future they plotted with their master plan to control the resources, money, and land. And though they took risks, put their money in motion, the power they yielded caused quite a commotion. Cause now the whole nation was their acquisition. And one thing they hated was free competition. But let's stop for a minute, reflect and be real. With no corporate investment, no oil or steel, our progress would halt, cash flow just stop flowing. And our country's growth would be stalling, not growing. So because our country was in such reliance for business, there wasn't a need for compliance with rules, regulation, or tedious code. We gave big business a worry-free road, and while the businessmen helped the country to move, inventions worth mention caused life to improve. Edison's light lit up the night. A.G. Bell's phone and the Wright brothers' flight. Ideas, innovation, putting our nation on a fast track to worldwide domination. But we need perspective, lest we forget that progress for some was for others regret. Native brothers stood by while the white men kept approaching. Treaties were signed, but they still kept encroaching on lands that were sacred to great native nations. They fought back for war forced on 2 reservations, keeping culture alive in this limited space, beating all odds and attempts to erase. But what of the farmer? Was he reaping bennies? Sadly, his crops were now worth less than pennies. What once was considered the American dream disappeared as their hands were replaced by machines. And the banks had no interest in giving out loans to those with no cash who had mortgaged their homes. Move to the city is what they were told. Your future now hangs on a cross of gold. And what about workers? Were their lives improving as they worked long hours, low wages, no moving? The rungs of the ladder were taken away, a cog in the wheel with no options or say. So organized groups formed unions of voices to stand up and fight for their rights, better choices. But newspapers said that their protests preached violence, though not true. Their hopes and demands were now silenced. Corruption in cities was the rule of the hour, as political bosses unchecked wielded power. Kickbacks and bribes, just the way it was done. Favors for votes is what made machines run. The industrial era, east-west connected, city life bustling, steel towers erected, inventions, big business, resources expanding, moving so fast, and our plan was outstanding. Wealthy for sure, we were making a killing. But now was the time to live up to our billing as a nation that protects and respects all its classes. A country that stands up and fights for the masses. I said a country that stands up and fights for the masses. Yo, there you have it. Industrialization 1890 to 1910 in America. I hope you enjoyed. Hero D, putting the past on blast. Peace and truth, y'all. Out. It's all about the hip-hop history, because the story of the past is no mystery, because cause and effect can cause you to reflect, and it never quite ends the way you expect. So we spit out these bars to tell the whole story, the winners, the losers, the pain and the glory, keeping it flowing so you could be knowing the various ways that this country be growing. Put your hands in the air if you're ready to be immersed in the hip-hop history. I said a hip-hop history, coming to you straight from here.